Here, and today I am back with another video. This is going to be a part 1 of the tonsil removal and what happened during the surgery and all that. I feel like I would have more to say in the beginning, but oh yeah, I'm fine, tonsils are all gone, and yeah, I am so happy. It's so worth it to get them removed. But anyway, let's talk about the experience. So, I woke up pretty early. They told me I could not even take a sip of water after midnight before the surgery. And it sucked because I drink a lot of water, and yeah, it sucked. So, it wasn't that bad though. So I woke up early and I got ready, and then I was like, okay, it's time to go. And then, I went there. Fast forward to the 2-hour wait because I woke up too damn early. They brought me in. They talked to me. And then I was still feeling uneasy for some reason. I was like, oh, I still feel like I don't know enough about the surgery. And they're like, well, the anesthesiologist is going to, however you say that, is going to come in. So we're going to bring them in and have them talk to you about the anesthetic that we're gonna use. And I was like, okay. And the anesthesiologist came in. Excuse me, I can't really, if I say words wrong, I still can't really pronounce things right, as I do have 1 or 2 scabs that are annoying me, so it does affect the way you talk. But anyway, the anesthesiologist came in, explained everything to me, and I was fine. I was so happy after that. I was like, oh, okay, yeah, I'm fine. I wasn't really scared, actually. I was just, was in the dark about some things, and I wanted to know, because I'm a curious person. And I'm a sciencey, biology-like person. I'm interested in science and biology, and I ask questions when I, go in for medical procedures because, I'm curious. I want to know how it's done. Not because I'm scared, just because I am genuinely curious. And I don't like not knowing, I like being, knowledgeable about something that's happening to me, instead of just saying, oh, fuck it, do whatever you want to me, I'd like to be a little educated about that. So they took me into a room, the anesthetic room, I guess, and they were like, okay, we're going to do an IV. Are you scared of needles or anything? I'm like, no, I donate plasma every week. I'm not scared of needles. And, and I get shots every, I don't have a fear of needles. And they were like, okay, so how do you want to do it? I'm like, well, you can just do it. I'll look away, it's fine. And, because it's kind of hard to watch the needle go in you, I'd rather just look away, because then, you don't have to deal with it, you don't have to, I think if you don't look at something happening, it reduces your chances of, freaking out, and, I wasn't really freaking out, but, in my past experience, IVs have not really worked for me, so I was like, I don't want to look, so, I wasn't scared, just, didn't want to look, because I think it's easier just to be like, yeah, whatever. So they tried to do an IV right here, I don't know if you can see, but they tried to do one right there, and it was a fail the first time. I don't know why, but the anesthesiologist was putting the IV in me, and they were like, oh, it's not far enough, and they were digging the needle even deeper, and I could feel the little tip of the needle going in to parts of the body that it shouldn't have, and I felt it going inside, and the fact that it went deeper was very, very uncomfortable. So the anesthesiologist was like, okay, we're not going to do that because, that was an unsuccessful IV. So I was like, why don't you just put an IV in the place where I always donate plasma, where they always stick the needle, which is right here. If you guys can see that little dot. That's where I donate plasma. And it was like, okay. And then I laid down, and I was like, I felt like it wasn't going to go right the second time, because every time I donate plasma, I'm sitting up a little. And it just, sometimes people need your arm at a certain angle when they're putting the needle in, and I didn't think my arm was at the right angle. But I wasn't really thinking at the moment, so I just, let the doctor do what they needed to do. And they put the needle in, and I could feel it going deeper once again, and I could feel him readjusting it. I hate readjustments. They suck so much. I could feel him readjusting it, and they were like, okay, that's not a successful IV. We're gonna try another one. But we don't want you to, like, feel the pain, so we're, like, we're gonna put some anesthetic on you. And I was like, okay, that's fine by me. And the little needle actually did leave a little scar. Donating plasma doesn't really, like, leave a scar. It leaves a little mark, but the needle left these 2 little dots. And it's, yeah. So, now I've got 3 dots there. Yay! Anyway, so that didn't work out. So, they put anesthetic on me. And the mask wasn't all the way on, and it was getting into my eye, and I was like, I can feel it going into my eye, and they're like, okay, we'll hold the mask tighter, is that fine with you? I'm like, yes, it's fine with me. So they put it on me, and I could feel the anesthetic within like 10 seconds. Like, I was like, oh my gosh, this is so great, and I was smiling. But they went to put the IV in my hand. There's no more bruise anymore. I'm going to actually insert a picture of the bruise. I think I have it. Maybe I deleted it. I don't know. Maybe I didn't think it was important enough. But if I go through real quick, then I'll insert the picture here. But anyway, they put the needle in around there. I don't know if you can see that. It hurt. It did. But there was no readjustments that I knew of, because I was on anesthetic. I was just like, and then they put it in, and then they were like, okay, it's in. Listen, I know that was hard for you, but it's finally in, that was not an easy IV, but, you can relax now. And I was like, yay, and I didn't know if I was supposed to stay awake or not. And they could see me trying to stay awake, and they were like, oh, no, it's okay, you can go to sleep if you want to. And then they were like, okay, I closed my eyes, and I was out, like a light. And then I had a dream where I was frolicking in a field full of flowers. It's pretty interesting. And my hair is so annoying right now. I woke up, and I was like, I smiled, because I knew it was over, but my back of my throat was burning. It felt like it was on fire. I mean, of course it would. They had just burned off your tonsils. They don't cut out your tonsils. They burn them out. So, yeah, I had some burning feeling in the back of my throat. And as soon as I woke up, I was like, I want to see my mom. Like, now. Like, I want to see her now. And she did come with me and waited with me for 2 hours. I just didn't think I wanted to mention that, because I didn't know if that was an important part of the, story, but, now I'm mentioning it. Yeah, I was like, I want to see my mom now, like, now. and they were like, okay, well, we're going to put you in this room, and it's going to take about an hour to recover, before we can let you leave home, or half an hour, depending on how you feel. And I was like, okay. And then my mom came in right away, and she was like, how you feeling? And I was like, I feel great, but my throat burns. And she was like, well, it's done. Or, there's an airplane going by. I don't remember the exact specific words that she said, but, she helped me with get through the recovery. And I was like, do I get to see my tonsils? And then they were like, yeah. And then they brought this jar of my tonsils, and here's a picture. And I wanted my mom to take pictures. And she was like, fire goddess, course, because my stage name, not my stage name, my YouTube name is Fire Goddess, so I'm gonna say Fire Goddess at this moment. She's like, Fire Goddess, those are really gross. Like, you're not gonna want pictures. I'm like, yes I am. I'm a science person. I want pictures. So she took the pictures for me and was very grossed out. And I was laughing a little because she got grossed out. And the doctor's assistant seemed to get mad at me when I was like taking pictures, and she was like, okay, are you done looking at your tonsils? Like, yeah. Like, she seemed like really mad, and like, you know, it's like, I wanted to look at my tonsils. Can I not spend like a couple minutes looking at my tonsils, you know? So I looked at them, you know, and then they took them after I said I was done because she rushed me, I guess. Got some pictures, and, you know, they were, you know, I was on to the next part, which is the part where they give you a popsicle. And popsicle didn't really help. Ice cream helped. But they give you a popsicle, and I was like, anything will help at this moment, like, because my throat was burning, and I was like sticking the popsicle on the parts that hurt, like, not the actual scabs, because I was too scared to, but I was like, popsicle. And so what I've known when I've been on an anesthetic before is I've been known to shake my head a lot. Like, I've been known to do this, I've been known to do this. You know, I was just shaking my head, eating a popsicle, or going, And then the lady was like, can you stop shaking your head? And I'm like, I can try. And then I did this. And I still was shaking my head. And my mom was like, are you okay? I'm like, yeah, I'm just known to shake my head after certain things. So I was shaking my head for a while, but the anesthetic was wearing off, so my head was not shaking. And I was focusing more on the head shaking, which drawed my attention away from the pain. So I wasn't in pain while eating the popsicle. I was in pain, but not that much because I was focusing on the head shaking. Like, and I was like, trying to stop. And you know, it helped. But then the head shaking stopped because the anesthetic wore off. And I was like, I need a painkiller. And they're like, okay, well, you're ready to go home. I was like, okay, well, can you give me a painkiller and put something? And they're like, okay, do you want us to, like, give you with water or, like... And when I tried to drink water, I, like, coughed right away. Like, I could not swallow water. Like, for some reason, after you have a tonsillectomy, swallowing liquids is more complicated than... And soft foods is more complicated than hard foods. So my advice, have hard food when you have a tonsillectomy, like, not hard food, but like chicken and chips and you know, all that stuff. It's so hard to swallow liquids right away. I don't know why. And I was like, no, I'm gonna have some applesauce, because they had given me some water before, and that's how I knew I wasn't gonna be able to swallow the pill. So they crushed it up, put in some applesauce, and I ate it, and it was hard to swallow, but it was good to go. You know, I'm trying to think of other good foods. You know, sandwiches are easy to eat. You know, tacos, stuff like that. That's stuff I had, and it helped. I'm just saying, it's really hard to swallow a liquid. I don't know why. I don't know what it is, but you know, if you have a tonsillectomy, make sure you got some good chewy food, not hard food like steak. Steak would be hard to eat, or an apple. An apple would be really hard to eat. But then I went home. And, you know, my friend drove me home, and I went right to bed and slept a lot. And, yeah, that's the experience I had with my tonsillectomy, and that's all I really have to say about it. You know, so that was the experience. And, yeah, I definitely think ice cream was better than a popsicle, but a popsicle did help at the time. But anyway... Thank you so much for taking your time out and watching this video. Please like, subscribe, and comment the video down below, and I will see you guys next time. Part 2 is coming out, and it's updates of the tonsillectomy, of the recovery. It's me making videos during the recovery and what I felt at the time and what I was going through. Yeah. Thank you guys for watching, and if I had anything else to say about it, you know, I went home, you know, they were nice to me, they treated me well, and, you know, make sure they crush up the pill for you unless it's easy for you, but for me, it wasn't easy to drink that water. Like, I choked on it the first time. Bye!